Test, test.
Then Colonel Barrier, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Priests and colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry colors. Forward. March.
Please be seated. In addition to leading the Pledge of Allegiance, our preschool students have learned a few songs they would like to sing for you. Thank you, preschoolers, for learning those songs for us. We also want to highlight the placemats on your tables were designed by our preschool students. Thank you. On behalf of our Board of Education, staff, and students of the Warren County Career Center, welcome to today's Veterans Day breakfast ceremony, and thank you for attending. As many of you know, tomorrow is Veterans Day, a day that every year brings remembrance and appreciation for so many around our great country. This morning, we are taking time to thank those who have served our country by committing years of their own lives to the service of our great nation. Veterans Day has been a celebration for over a century, originating in 1919, a year after the armistice was signed to end the First World War. Armistice Day was born. Ever since, we have taken time on November 11th to thank those around us for their service towards preserving our freedom and liberty. It is that exact preservation of freedom and liberty that drives me to answer the call of service to our great nation. Earlier this year, I decided to enlist into the United States Marine Corps in order not only to better myself in my own life, but to lead others and protect those who cannot protect themselves. I eagerly await my time to serve and admire those who around me have already gone forth to earn their title. It is a privilege to speak to all of you, as well as to thank you for your service to our country. The flag we hold so dearly and proudly display continues to fly high because of each and every one of you. Thank you for your service. This day, above all, is an opportunity to celebrate those who have chosen to serve their country. At this time, I'd like to ask the current serving members and veterans here this morning to stand when I call your branch of service. Air Force and Air Force Reserves. Air National Guard. Army and Army Reserves. Army National Guard. Coast Guard and Coast Guard Reserves. Marine Corps and Marine Corps Reserves. Navy and Navy Reserves. Thank you for answering the call to duty. You have made our armed forces the most respected in the world. We would also like to thank the family members of the service members who are present. We know that you have lived through difficult times and often taken the heavy load to keep the home fires burning. Thank you for all you've done. It is your service and your sacrifice that allow me, my fellow students, All-American, and all Americans the liberties and freedom we enjoy here today. It is the courage to answer the higher call of duty to one's country that inspires me and my fellow students to serve as well. Today we have invited Judge Loxley to speak to us today. Judge Loxley has served on the Warren County Court since May of 2013, but before that spent 36 years in uniform working within the United States Army Judge Advocate General Corps. His time in service saw him mobilize 3 separate times, as well as 2 separate tours of duty as commander, 2 tours as staff judge advocate, and service as a military judge. It is an absolute privilege for me to introduce him here today to speak. Please join me in welcoming Judge Loxley.
Isn't that special? I mean, Quinn, I just met this morning, a few minutes ago, and he said not only is he joining the Marine Corps, but also he has family members, siblings, who served or are serving in the Navy and the Air Force and the Army. So they have all bases covered except for the Space Force, but that's coming, right? That's coming. And the Coast Guard is there as well. Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Quinn, for that introduction. Today's Veterans Day breakfast is an example of the way your school here at the Warren County Career Center and your generation among the students can embody the true meaning of patriotism, service to country, and citizenship. And I'm truly grateful to be a part of it, and thank you very much for inviting me to be here. And I'm honored to represent all veterans in our community during this year's Veterans Day commemoration. Service as a veteran means so much more than stories and anecdotes and the personal reflections of service. Many of you in this audience are veterans, and you undoubtedly have your own experiences or events that you will never forget. Some are pleasant, some are not so pleasant, some are humorous, some are harrowing, and some are somber. But I want to provide you my thoughts generally on what being a veteran is and what the impact military service has had on our country. And at the end, I'll share with you an example of public and community service through a volunteer project known as the Warren County Veterans Court. Veterans have learned through their service the attributes of courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, humbleness, and integrity. All of these qualities are necessary to serve a cause larger than oneself. I think you'll agree with me when I say veterans are not concerned with what's in it for them, or what their rights and privileges might be as individuals. Veterans perform their jobs not for the accolades, not for the recognition, not for the certificates, the ribbons, and the awards, but rather veterans know what was and is most important and paramount: their concern for their fellow soldiers, their sailors, their airmen, their Marines, the safety of their family and fellow citizens, and the well-being of their country. Veterans can easily identify the mission, their duties, and their responsibilities in carrying out that mission, and accomplish them without any sense of individual entitlement or expectation of rewards. Veterans know what it means to work together as a team to accomplish a common goal. They've worked with individuals from all walks of life, from all parts of the world, and from different socioeconomic backgrounds. They've cast aside whatever their biases and prejudices might have been, and have truly understood the value and importance each individual service member is to the entire group. Military service requires everyone to work together as a team, from the person on the front line to the person behind the scenes and everyone in between, performing his or her job to make the organization successful. This type of teamwork is exactly what you students here at the Warren County Career Center have demonstrated in making today's ceremony a success. Interdependency upon each other, upon each unit, upon each branch of service creates and perpetuates the inherent comradeship and esprit de corps among all veterans. I think we share that with each other today. Veterans take great pride in the honor of serving. During war, during conflict, during the Cold War, peacetime, disaster relief, or any other important mission, they have contributed in their own small ways toward protecting, preserving, and defending this country's freedom and democratic way of life. The profound impact of the sacrifices of veterans is felt when we as citizens engage in our everyday activities without fear of persecution, discrimination, or conformance. We have the freedom to worship as we see fit, pursue an education, work, operate in business, join organizations, travel freely, elect our public officials and representatives, and debate, I mean that truly, debate the best course of action for the future of our community, our state, and our nation. None of these freedoms would be possible without our country's strong national defense and the sacrifices made by our men and women in uniform. Veterans realize these freedoms and never take them for granted. Veterans know the impact their service has had on others. Veterans of this country realize that they've been a part of the greatest military power in the history of the world. And since the United States is the leader of the free world, veterans take great pride in the fact that their service has had and will continue to have a positive influence on mankind for generations to come. And Quinn mentioned this earlier, but I'll touch on it as well. Families, friends, and communities have an obvious bond with veterans. Many of you students here in the Warren County Career Center have relatives and acquaintances who have served or are currently serving in this country's armed forces. Our communities have erected granite columns and statues, some small, some large, and even entire buildings, to remember and honor our servicemen and women and the units they served with, and to remember this country's wars and campaigns. Now, we pass by these strong symbols of tribute every day of the year, and they remind us of the sacrifices made by those in uniform. But I submit to you, these symbols also represent the sacrifices made by those families, those individuals, and communities who have supported and honored the American veteran. And this leads me to an important point. Service to country is not confined to veterans or currently serving members of the armed forces. Many outstanding, honorable, patriotic citizens, for whatever reason, were not eligible or chose not to volunteer and serve in the military. But there are other ways to serve your country and your community. The late great statesman and U.S. Senator from Kansas, Bob Dole, himself a World War II veteran, I think said it best. He often explained the virtues of selfless service and the privilege of being an American citizen. And as Senator Dole said, sometime during your lifetime, you'll be asked to make a sacrifice to your country in order to preserve the American way of life. You may be called upon to serve in uniform, or you may be called upon to support a family member, a friend, a colleague, a neighbor, a co-worker, or somebody like that, who themselves are serving in this country's armed forces. And you'll be asked to work harder, to provide encouragement, and to serve in the overall national effort of our country in order for it to remain strong and preserve its liberty and pursuit of happiness. And by doing these things, non-uniformed citizens also provide a necessary and a vital part of our country's national defense. So then, what does it mean to be a veteran? It's the satisfaction of a job well done. It means being a member of an honorable profession that contributed toward the national effort of preserving, protecting, and defending our freedom, our opportunities, and our American and democratic way of life. And it means being a dependable colleague and a trusted public servant and fellow citizen. So, now before I conclude, I'd like to take a moment and review with you one type of volunteer service that I believe assists the community, and in particular, the veterans community. And I was really thrilled this morning to see one of the participants of what I'm about to tell you seated in front of me now, and his son, who's a student here at this institution. And that is what's known as a Veterans Treatment Court. Veteran treatment courts are specialized dockets convened by civilian judges in civilian courts for the benefit of veterans who have found their way into the criminal justice system. The reasons are numerous, but some common problems faced by veterans include alcohol and drug dependency, PTSD, emotional problems, and employment or housing issues. A veteran whose case winds up in the court's regular docket can volunteer to have his or her case transferred to the specialized docket for supervision and probation. And the purpose of the program is to assist the veteran for the reasons that they became involved in the criminal justice system in the first place, and place the veteran in an intensive probationary program and expect compliance with a treatment plan developed by a treatment team of professionals. The goal of the Veterans Treatment Court is to rehabilitate the veteran so that he or she will not engage in the same type of behavior and conduct that led to the criminal charges in the first place. After I became a judge, I saw a need in our community and established what's known as the Warren County Veterans Court. I did that in 2015, and I'm proud to say that our court operates with no additional taxpayer money, but it's a labor of love and a dedication by all the participants. It's a voluntary program by everybody concerned. Those participants include honorably discharged veterans who volunteer their time and effort to become peer mentors to the veterans who are part of the Veterans Court. The Warren County Veterans Court is now in its 9th year, and it's one of the most important and rewarding things that I do. And I would say this is just one example of how volunteer service within Warren County can honor and benefit the veterans in our community. So as I conclude, thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts with you today. Thank you. And I want you to join me in paying tribute to the veterans for recognizing the enormous impact the sacrifices of all veterans have made on our American livelihood, and for acknowledging their families and friends of veterans and all citizens play in the important part of the defense of this country. To all veterans and those who support them, I salute you on Veterans Day 2023. And for the future, I urge all of you to commemorate Veterans Day each and every year in a way that is meaningful to you and to those you hold dear. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Loxley, for coming and sharing your message with us, and thank you to all our veterans for coming to join us as well. We really enjoy having this breakfast for you and this event every year. This day is meant to acknowledge you, and we want to say thank you. And I want to highlight a few things that our students have done to prepare for today. So, number one, if you look on your table, we have some scratch pads, stickers, thank you notes. They were designed by our graphic arts students. We have some thank you cards on there as well, designed by our ECE students. There are some red and blue stars that were made from our welding students. and they were painted by early childhood education students as well. As Quinn highlighted, the placemats were done by our preschool students. And finally, if you look around the room, all the posters you see on the walls were designed by our graphic arts students. They're standing by the posters that they made so you can see the work that they did. So as you can tell, our students put a lot of work into organizing the event here. Also, in the parking lot this morning, you met our criminal justice students. So thank you to them and Mr. Piper for helping us get in the building safely. And finally, the breakfast that you'll have today is prepared by our culinary students. Also the same students coming around, serving you coffee, making sure you feel comfortable here as well. So while today is meant to honor you, we want to say thank you. We appreciate all that you've done for us. Breakfast is now ready. So we've got 2 lines for you. Both lines are the same. So we'll start with this side of the room right here, this row. If you'll head to our right side of our buffet, and then the first 2 rows of tables on the left side, if you'll head to the left, and then we'll start dismissing you by tables to make an orderly process. So please enjoy your breakfast. Thank you very much.
I was in
talk to your specialist about Botox Cosmetics and botulinum toxin because Botox Cosmetic Day is back on November 15th. For one day only while supplies last, $550 gift card and one free. Plus, if you choose in November, you can earn double points and have a chance to win $25,000. No purchase necessary. If interested, must register under the consultation apply for the private relation box warning visit BotoxCosmetic.com or 877-359-0300. See official rules and join Allen at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Nobody protects my baby on Wall Street. I'm a baby tree in the garage. Now, I'm a baby tree on the garage. They call me. And if you don't have a right insurance, call me. So all of your
Hey! Good morning. My name is Molly Stinson, and I'm a senior in the Warren County Career Center Digital Media Arts program. I would personally like to thank all of you for attending and giving us the opportunity to express our gratitude. A personal favorite quote of mine is, "We don't know them all, but we owe them all." I may not know all of you, but I want you to know that I thank all of you for everything you all have done to help our land stay safe. I now would like to, at this time, I would like to present a video made by the students from the digital media class here at the Career Center with myself directing and editing and fellow peers filming. I hope you enjoy. The military and the veterans, how have they impacted your life?
Well, they pretty much have given me the ability to be free and do the things that I do today. Because without their sacrifice, who knows where we would be today.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Mark Brown. I've been here over 20 years. I've seen the Veterans Day breakfast grow over the last 20 years from being very small to being very large. We have had our challenges up and down with COVID. When we had COVID, we had them do a drive-through breakfast. I'm very proud to see that it's grown over the years. I've heard veterans talk to me, say they'd like to come, especially for our culinary kids do it with the biscuits and gravy. Over the years, I've had different men and women tell me they've appreciated coming here. They plan out their day, they usually come here, and then they go usually to the YMCA for the lunch over the years, and they said they were greatly to feel appreciated because there was a time when they were not appreciated.
Mark Krzyzewski. I work here at the Warren County Career Center. It's my 4th year here. I am prior military service, United States Navy, 4 years, stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. I left as an E4, which is a Petty Officer 3rd class for those who don't know what that means in the Navy. Being in the Navy was a very humbling experience because they take you as a regular person and they break you down to form you into what they want you to be.
Good morning. My name is Quentin Bergeron. I'm a senior here at the Warren County Career Center, and I'm in the Heavy Equipment program. About 6 months ago, I decided to enlist into the United States Marine Corps, a decision that took roughly about 2 hours, even though I've been thinking about being in the military for a good long while now. I decided to go into the Marine Corps because after looking at all of the other branches, I found that their core values of honor, courage, and commitment spoke to me the most. I wanted the challenge of trying to earn the title of being a Marine and nothing else. I found that if I could do that, I could help the most amount of people, which is something I aspire to do. I absolutely love to make people smile, to make people laugh, and to protect those that cannot protect themselves. I hope to go into the infantry and that I could be eventually a squad leader and move up to be into more leadership positions. I absolutely love my recruiters and I can't wait to ship out in roughly 6 more months. By the time I ship out to Paris Island, I'll have been in the delayed entry program for a little over a year. Already, I look forward every week to PT and to hanging out with the Marines who are there to coach and teach me, as well as all of the other people who aspire to be Marines. Today being November 10th, we celebrate not only the day before Veterans Day, but we also celebrate the 248th anniversary of the Marine Corps. Each and every Marine out there knows what a special occasion this is. I can't wait to join in all of your ranks and to earn my title alongside each and every one of you. Semper Fi, Marines.
Thank you to our digital media students for putting that video together. And if we could, real quick, we'd just like to acknowledge some students one more time. So ECE students, could you stand up for us, please? So our ECE students spent time yesterday decorating the commons for you, so the tablecloths, the flags, all the decorations. They spent some time working on that. Thank you, ECE students. Criminal justice students, could you please stand? So these were your greeters this morning that helped you get in the building, so we thank you, criminal justice students. And finally, our culinary students. Culinary students. So our culinary students helped put together this breakfast for you. And finally, our digital media arts students, if you guys will please stand. Our digital media students obviously made the video for you, but they've also been streaming this event on the web. So our students from all our classrooms could watch as well as the community. So thank you, digital media students. And our culinary students, now they're all here. So culinary students, these are the ones that made your breakfast for you. Thank you, culinary students. As we close today, please take time, enjoy your breakfast. We are thankful that you were able to come out. We thank you for your service, what this day means to you, for all that you've given to us. On your tables, again, there's scratch pads, buttons, and our medal stars. To our veterans, please take these things with you as you go. If you know a veteran and there's one left, take one to that veteran as well. But our welding students made 200 of these to make sure that you could all take one home with you. So again, thank you. We hope you enjoy your day, and we'd love to see you back here again next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Couldn't tell.